Imagine being a doctor forced to lie about your patient's health or face execution. For 5 years, a Pyongyang physician treated the world's most powerful dictator, memorizing every blood pressure reading because writing it down meant death. Today, he breaks his silence to reveal what North Korea desperately wants. Hidden Kim Jong Un is dying, and the regime's carefully crafted illusion of invincible leadership is crumbling. This is a story about a doctor who chose truth over survival. If these stories matter to you, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Your support helps us bring these untold stories to light. Together, we can be a voice for those who cannot speak. I graduated top of my class from Pyongyang Medical University. March 2015. The party organization department called. Comrade, you've been assigned a special duty. No explanation. In North Korea, asking questions is disloyalty. I just nodded. 6 o'clock the next morning, a black Mercedes pulled up. These vehicles were reserved for high-ranking officials only. That's when it hit me this assignment wasn't ordinary. We drove towards central Pyongyang. 20 minutes through the high-rise district, then deeper inward. A dense pine forest appeared. The first checkpoint. A guard stopped the car. The driver showed his ID. The guard inspected every inch of the interior, compared my face to my papers, then waved us through. At the second checkpoint, they used mirrors to examine the undercarriage, checking for explosives. The third checkpoint, full body scan with a metal detector. 10 more minutes through the forest. The view opened up. A 5-story white building appeared. No sign, no number, but CCTV cameras everywhere. Snipers positioned on the roof. Guards carrying automatic rifles. A man in his mid-50s greeted me. White coat. A doctor. The hospital director. I'm the director here. We've been expecting you. He led me to an office on the 3rd floor. Closed the door. Looked me straight in the eye. Comrade, this hospital has only one patient. One patient? That's right. Every facility, every medical staff member, every piece of equipment, it all exists for one person. I swallowed hard. Who is the patient? The director smiled. Cold. You'll find out soon. But first, you need to know the rules. He pulled a document from his drawer. First, never speak of what you see or hear here. Second, when you examine the patient, never make eye contact. Keep your head down. Don't speak unless asked. Third, all medical records are verbal only. No written documentation of any kind. I hesitated. No records? That went against every principle of medicine. But, to track the patient's condition. Comrade, his voice turned ice cold. Here, the rules come before medicine. I nodded. Fourth, all prescriptions require my approval. Fifth, you will be monitored 24 hours a day. He placed his hand on my shoulder. One last thing. Your family. They're doing well in Pyongyang, yes? A threat. The medical staff meeting room held 14 people. 3 internists, 2 surgeons, 1 anesthesiologist, 2 radiologists, 7 nurses. All between 30 and 50. All from Pyongyang's top hospitals. Tomorrow, the first examination. That night, in my dormitory room, a small lens glinted from the ceiling corner. CCTV. This wasn't a hospital. It was a prison. 9 o'clock sharp the next morning. Security guards lined the corridor. Then he walked in. Kim Jong Un. I bowed my head immediately. Look up. Kim Jong Un's voice. I raised my head slowly. Avoided eye contact. You're the new doctor? How old? 28, Supreme Leader. Young. Can you handle this? I'll do my best. Kim Jong Un sat on the exam table. My hands trembled as I reached for the blood pressure cuff. Systolic 165. Diastolic 110. Dangerously high for a 32-year-old male. Normal is 12,080. Well? Kim Jong Un asked. I glanced at the director. He shook his head. Normal, Supreme Leader. I lied. My first lie as a doctor. A week later, I measured Kim Jong Un's fasting blood sugar. 150 mg/dl. Normal is under 100. Over 126 is diabetes. Textbook diabetes. I took the chart to the director's office. Director, patient number 1's glucose is 150. He needs a diabetes diagnosis. We need to start medication. The director took the chart. Tore it up. What are you doing? Comrade, I told you no charts exist here. Patient number 1 is healthy. There is no diabetes, but the actual glucose level. Shut up. Patient number 1 is in perfect health. That is the truth. In the corridor, a senior physician saw my expression. He spoke quietly. They got to you already. There are no charts here. We memorize every number. Never write anything down. But that makes no sense. Here, we're not doctors. We're tools. Our job isn't to treat patient number 1. It's to prove he's healthy. Comply if you want to survive. But I was a doctor. That night, I secretly wrote in a small notebook. April 15, 2015. BP 165,110. Glucose 150. Every night, I recorded the numbers. 170,115, 175,118, glucose 155, 160. Every measurement getting worse. It was the only way I could stay a doctor. 2 weeks later, 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 state security agents entered my room. Without a word, they ransacked everything. Found the notebook hidden between textbooks. What is this? My personal notebook. The agent opened it. Numbers filled every page. These are patient number 1's records, aren't they? I couldn't answer. The next morning, I stood before the director and a state security officer. My notebook on the desk. Comrade, this is disclosure of state secrets. Labor camp. My face went white. But you're young. We'll consider this a mistake. One chance. Never again. I rushed out of the office. Collapsed in the hallway. I'd almost died. After that day, I never wrote anything down. Every number stayed in my head. 165,110, 170,115, 180,120. The charts remained blank. My mind stayed full. Summer 2017. The emergency calls began. 2:43 a.m. Beep, beep, beep. The pager. Patient number 1. Emergency. Report immediately. I ran out in my pajamas. The car was already waiting. 5 minutes to arrival. Inside Kim Jong Un's residence, he sat on the bed, gasping for air. My chest. Can't breathe. I grabbed my stethoscope. Checked his heart. 120 beats per minute. Too fast. Blood pressure 180,120. EKG. Thank God not a heart attack. Panic attack. Supreme Leader, breathe slowly with me. I'll count. 1, 2, 3. Kim Jong Un followed. 10 minutes later, his breathing stabilized. I administered a sedative. 20 minutes later, he was asleep. I left the residence at 4 a.m. But this was just the beginning. 3 to 4 times a week. Sometimes every night. 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 4 a.m. Kim Jong Un suffered from severe insomnia. August 15th. Another call. 3:30 a.m. Kim Jong Un sat on the bed, drenched in sweat. I had a nightmare. Someone tried to kill me. A knife. Going for my throat. His hands shook. It was just a dream, Supreme Leader. A dream? Or a prophecy? Kim Jong Un stared directly at me. You know what I did? My uncle, Jang Song. Thak, I had him executed by anti-aircraft gun. My half-brother Jong Nam poison. Anyone who might betray me. Dead. I couldn't breathe. But you know what? The more I kill, the more afraid I become. The people I killed, they come back at night. They stare at me. They want revenge. Supreme Leader. Am I losing my mind? Doctor, be honest. Am I mentally ill? Medically speaking, he showed classic PTSD, anxiety disorder, paranoid symptoms. But I couldn't tell Kim Jong Un he needed psychiatric treatment. You're overworked, Supreme Leader. You need rest. Rest? I can't rest. The moment I close my eyes, someone will betray me. The moment I fall asleep, someone will put a knife to my throat. That night, I saw the real Kim Jong Un. Not an all-powerful leader. A terrified human being, fighting his past, fighting his sins, and losing. Spring 2018. Kim Jong Un's weight exceeded 140 kilograms. Height 170 centimeters. Weight 140 kilogram. Severely obese. I prescribed blood pressure and diabetes medication. But harder than prescribing was convincing him to take it. This medicine, will it make me weak? No, Supreme Leader. It regulates blood pressure. Nothing to do with strength. Don't lie to me. My officials all became lethargic after taking medication. That's a temporary effect from lowered blood pressure. Your body adjusts in a few days. Kim Jong Un looked at me with suspicion. This medicine won't make me weak? Won't make others disrespect me? The air in the room froze. Security guards tensed. Cold sweat ran down my back. Absolutely not, Supreme Leader. This medicine will make you stronger. Controlled blood pressure means clearer thinking, better judgment. Kim Jong Un stared at me for a long moment, then threw the pill bottle. Take it away. I don't need medicine. I picked up the bottle. For 3 weeks, Kim Jong Un refused medication. His blood pressure climbed to 190,125. Stroke territory. But more terrifying than the numbers was the question itself. Will this make me weak? Behind that question lurked deeper fears. Is someone trying to weaken me? Is this doctor a traitor too? Is there poison in this medicine? Kim Jong Un suspected everything, even the doctor trying to save his life. Week 4. Kim Jong Un collapsed again. Blood pressure too high, causing severe dizziness. Only then did he start taking the medication. But every time he swallowed a pill, he looked at me with suspicion. That's when I understood. To this man, doctors weren't healers. They were potential assassins. Early 2019. A new variable. Ri Sol-ju. One day, she entered the exam room holding Kim Jong-un's medication bag. What are all these pills? I explained each one. Blood pressure medication, diabetes medication, sleeping pills, sedatives. So many? The supreme leader's face keeps swelling. That's not from the medication. It's from his weight. He needs to lose. Ri Sol-ju cut me off. Don't you have weight loss medication? And prescribed something for his skin. His complexion keeps getting darker. Madam, the darkening skin is from diabetes and liver dysfunction. We need to treat the root cause. I don't care about root causes. The supreme leader needs to look healthy at public events. Understood? After that day, Ri Sol-ju interfered constantly. More diuretics. He has an important meeting tomorrow. Prescribed stimulants. He can't fall asleep during the conference. This dosage is too strong. Cut it in half. As a doctor, I faced an impossible dilemma. Medically correct prescriptions? Ri Sol-ju objected. Follow Ri Sol-ju's demands? The patient's health deteriorated. One day, Ri Sol-ju whispered to me, "Doctor, handle this properly. If the supreme leader collapses at a public event, you'll be held responsible." We understand each other, yes? That night, I couldn't sleep. I wasn't a doctor anymore. I was Kim Jong-un's image manager and Ri Sol-ju's order follower. And above all, I was the scapegoat, waiting to take the blame. April 12, 2020. A day I'll never forget. 10 a.m. Kim Jong-un attended a Central Committee meeting. I waited in the standby room. Medical staff were required at all major events. 40 minutes into the meeting, an urgent transmission. Medical team, enter immediately. I grabbed my medical bag and ran in. Kim Jong-un knelt beside the podium, clutching his chest, face pale white. My chest feels like it's bursting. Can't breathe. I grabbed my stethoscope immediately. Checked his heart. Racing. Blood pressure 200,130. Stroke level danger. EKG. Thank God no signs of heart attack. Supreme Leader, you need hospitalization immediately. Your life is in danger. Kim Jong-un pushed my hand away. No. Must finish the meeting. Then Ri Sol-ju entered. She assessed the situation quickly. Gave me an order. Emergency treatment only. The meeting continues. But madam, the supreme leader's life. That's an order. I administered blood pressure medication by injection. 10 minutes later, Kim Jong-un's pressure dropped to 170,110. Still high, but immediate danger past. Kim Jong-un returned to the podium. Continued the meeting for 30 more minutes. But I knew. His body had reached its limit. The moment the meeting ended, Kim Jong-un collapsed again. This time, unconscious. We rushed him to the special hospital. CT scan, no brain hemorrhage, thank God. But severe cardiac dysfunction. That night, Kim Jong-un was admitted to intensive care. No announcement to the outside world. The world knew nothing. Only we knew. North Korea's supreme leader had crossed death's threshold. 3 days later, Kim Jong-un regained consciousness. The moment he opened his eyes, state security agents entered. They summoned the medical staff to a conference room. Submit all medical records from the past 3 days. We submitted charts, test results, imaging data. The agent reviewed everything piece by piece. Is this everything? Yes, everything. USB backups? Here. We handed over USBs containing CT scans and EKG data. The agent took them, fed them directly into a shredder. The grinding sound filled the conference room. Personal records? None. You're certain? Yes, certain. The agent glared at each of us. Then spoke, ice cold. You saw nothing these past 3 days. Patient number 1 was never hospitalized. He never collapsed during the meeting. Understood? We nodded. If this information leaks to the outside, you and your families will all be treated as traitors. Remember that. That night, I returned to my quarters. My room had been ransacked. Closet, desk, under the bed, evidence of a thorough search everywhere. My laptop was gone. Personal notebook gone. Even my phone had been replaced with a new one. Every record deleted. Officially, Kim Jong Un had never collapsed. He remained a perfectly healthy leader. But the records in my head couldn't be erased. Blood pressure 200,130. Ashen face. Cold sweat. Trembling hands. That day, I understood. I myself, the one who knew these records, was the most dangerous element. Someday, I too could be eliminated. July 2020. The second emergency call. 3 a.m. I rushed to the special hospital again. Kim Jong Un had collapsed. This time, more serious than April. Blood pressure 210,140. Arrhythmia. Respiratory distress. I performed emergency treatment for 3 hours. He survived, but I knew. Next time, he might not. That morning, the director called me in. Comrade, well done. Get some rest now. Thank you. Oh, one more thing. The director placed his hand on my shoulder. Your family. They're doing well in Pyongyang, yes? My entire body went cold. This wasn't encouragement. This was a warning. We know where your family is. Don't step out of line. That night, I made my decision. I had to escape. The next emergency call would be my last. When Kim Jong Un collapsed again, someone would have to take responsibility. That someone would be me. I approached one trusted colleague carefully. He was also considering escape. We made a plan. September 2020, I crossed the Chinese border. My family remains in Pyongyang. I left them behind. The greatest pain of my life. But I know this. I had to survive to tell the truth. Kim Jong Un's health is deteriorating. He's not yet 40, but he has the body of a 70-year-old man. His blood pressure is uncontrollable. Diabetes is causing complications. His heart could stop at any moment. But the North Korean people don't know this. They still believe Kim Jong Un is a healthy leader. Today, I testify. Kim Jong Un is dying. Slowly but surely. And when he falls, North Korea will descend into chaos. No one knows when that day will come. But it will come. I am the doctor who witnessed it all. And I have a duty to tell the world this truth. There will be no next emergency call. I've already crossed the border. But someday, I hope to see my family again. In a land of freedom. Until that day, I will continue this testimony. The truth about Kim Jong Un. The reality of North Korean power. And the stories of those suffering within.